This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a safe experience playing this game. For content warnings, please visit that website right there that I don't want to bother clicking on. By playing Doki Doki Literature Club, you agree that you are at least 13 years old and you consent to your exposure of highly disturbing content. 13's not high. So I mean, I was expecting worse, like 18 or more, but 13's not that bad. Let's see how bad this game is. Yeah, let's just play the game. I agree. Hi everyone, this is Minty Foxu and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be playing the game Doki Doki Literature Club. I think this is a game that just came out on Steam because I've been seeing it a lot. First it was featured in Steam and I was looking at games that I think I should play. At the time I was getting Nekopada and some other visual novel stuff. And this one was suggested and it just looked like a regular, you know, dating sim kind of thing. But if you read the reviews, it's like, oh no, like very dark. I went in excited to play this game and I came out like depressed or something like that. So yeah, I've heard a few rumors and some of my friends have told me like, hey, just prepare yourself. It's super twisted and unexpected. I have been super tempted to play this game, especially since Jacksepticeye and a few other YouTubers started making videos of it, and I've been trying and restraining myself really hard not to watch them so it wouldn't spoil this experience we have here. So I'm fresh to this. I don't know anything other than rumors. Let's just play Doki Doki Literature Club because I have been waiting way too long to play this game. So yeah, let's make a new game. I heard you might also need to make save files and stuff, but I don't know, like back up your save files because you gotta redo stuff or something like that. I'm just gonna go with the name Minty because I want them to call me like a person's name and my name is Minty. Okay. Hey! Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna try to do voiceovers for some of these characters, but I feel like my voice might get tired. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward— oh. This is a narrator. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she just don't care, like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me.
I overslept again, but I caught you this time.
Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you.
You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Minty.
Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Yes, you would make the cutest couple. You kind of look like Hanyo from Love Live, I think the name is.
Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to.
Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Minty,
have you decided on a club to join yet?
A club? I told you already. I am not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either.
That's not true. You told me you'd join a club this year. Did I?
Oh, did I? I'm messing up these voices. I'm sure it's possible that I did in one or of our conversations, but I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on an average while spending my free time on games and anime.
I was talking about how I worried that you wouldn't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you.
Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though.
Will you at least promise me you'll try a little?
Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that.
Yay!
I feel like this voice I'm doing is so... I'm not taking it seriously, so of course it's gonna sound stupid, but...
Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relate to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about...
Oh, she's not talking. I'm using the wrong voice. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at a wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club.
Hello?
Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom.
I thought I'd catch you coming out of classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed.
You don't need to wait for me if you're going to make you late to your own club.
Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought,
Know what?
well, that you could come to my club.
Sayori?
Yeah?
There's no way I'm going to your club.
Mimi?
Sayori's the vice president of the Literature Club. Not that I was ever aware that she even had an interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to anime club.
Come on, please.
Why do you care so much anyway?
Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I'd bring in a new member. And Natsuki make cupcakes and everything.
Don't make promises you can't keep! I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay?
Yay, let's go!
Honestly, if someone told me, come to this club, there's free cupcakes, I would just go. I don't care what club it is. I don't gotta listen to what they're saying, because I'm just gonna be eating cupcakes. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Being generally used to third-year classes and activities, Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door.
Everyone, the new member is here.
I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room.
Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously, you brought a boy? Why to kill the atmosphere? Ah, Minty, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club.
Me, silence. Okay, this is gonna be really hard because I'm trying to give them all different voices and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna forget the voices I give them, so bear with me. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. It's my lucky day. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry? Natsuki. The girl with the sore attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She is also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Oh, damn it, was that Sayori? You can just ignore her when she gets moody! Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back toward the other girls.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the school.
Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet you both.
And it sounds like you already met Monica. Is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Minty. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other well. We rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in the class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica?
Come sit down, Minty. We made room for you at the table. So can you sit next to me or Monica? I'll get the cupcakes.
Hey, I made them. I'll get them.
Sorry, I got a little too excited.
Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica, one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Oh, wow!
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. I want cupcakes now so bad. Damn it, why is it every time I play a visual novel it makes me hungry? The whiskers are drawn like ice with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute!
I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know, just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica and I follow.
It's delicious!
Sorry, I feel like her voice keeps getting higher and higher. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thinking me? It's not like I haven't heard this somewhere before. Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe, but not for you, you know, dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. She likes me, but she doesn't want to admit she likes me. But it's okay, I'll make you like me even more. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in the front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know... I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be my pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri fatefully smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow then smiles at me. So, what made you consider literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could possibly be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of a debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing, and the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling my dream.
Monica really is a great leader.
Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to not It must be hard to start a club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when something that doesn't grab your attention like literature, you have to work hard to convince people that both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we will all grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah!
We'll do our best.
You know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they're all delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm of literature.
So, Minty, what kind of things do you like to read?
Well, probably manga. Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a way to answer this question. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half jokingly. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing your sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people.
But, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
I read a horror book once, or I read one once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to on a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
Really?
I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you?
I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, and if only for brief moments. I hate horror. Oh? Why's that? Well,
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind.
That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What?
What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Alone and Give It Back.
Fine. Your cupcakes are poems. Everything you do is as cute as you are.
So Yuri slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes.
Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No!
Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, showing even the deepest reaches of your heart.
Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example, help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri?
I wanted to read everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment.
Okay, I have an idea, everyone.
Natsuki and Yuri look inquisitively at Monica. let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we'll meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even.
Yeah, let's do it!
Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Minty? Monica smiles warmingly at me once. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forward that what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayuri may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decisions. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. Oh, they look so sad. All 4 girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But... I'm sorry, I thought... Huh! You... Oh... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Yay, I'm so happy.
Sayuri wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment.
If you're really just gonna come for cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over to me once more. Minty, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class after star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey, Minty, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right, Sayuri and I have never walked home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, I might as well.
Yay!
With that, the 2 of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 4 girls. Sayuri, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I be really happy spending my every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances and good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member would like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem. Oh. It doesn't tell me who likes what, but I like Yuri a lot. I like Natsuki too. Sayori, I gave her the annoying voice because I just find her annoying. So I think I'm gonna probably go for Yuri, the purple-haired one. And she seems kind of like quiet, reserved, emo, closet depressed. So we're gonna go with alone. Natsuki, even though she's the bratty one, she seems like she's romantic to the core, maybe. I'm not quite sure. Let's see, I'm gonna use unrestrained. No, I like heartbeat. Heartbeat sounds cool. I don't know. Do they jump when I click when they like? Unacquainted, question, feather. Ooh, I like the word feather. You know what? Okay, I'm not even gonna think that hard about what they might like. I'm just gonna pick words that I like and see who likes it. How about that? Feather? Oh, Sayori liked that one, I think. Pain. Definitely pain, I think, for this one. Or misery. Pain. Let's go pain. Sayori, you like pain? What the hell? This is supposed to be a dark game, right? What if these words I choose have something to do with how the game's gonna go? Like, I choose these things and, I don't know. Secretive? Oh, okay. Yuri liked that one. Skipping, precious, and candy headphones. Vivid is a nice word. I was gonna pick extreme, but I think vivid. Doki Doki. I might choose Doki Doki. Fear is also... I'm just picking words that I like. Fear. Let's see, nightgown, disoriented. Wait, are these words don't really matter, right? Because I was like alone, something. Yeah, there's no the, okay. It's just random words. Disoriented. Eternity, maybe. Death, marriage, anger, eternity. Anxiety. Let's see. Let's pick bubbles. Let's pick empty and aura and shame and infinite or grief. Infinite and tragedy, whirlwind, tragedy. I think, yeah, the ones that jump are the ones that like the words, but I can't go back, can I? No. Okay, I guess this is how we get stuck with a girl. Melody. It seems pretty even right now. I don't know who's gonna win this. Depression. Unending. Melancholy. Okay. Hopefully we got Yuri, but I don't know who's gonna like it. Hi again, Minty. Glad to see you didn't run away from us, huh? Nah, don't worry about it. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, and everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Minty. I hope this isn't overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it? Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her chair.
Don't worry, guys. Minty always gives it her best as long as he's having fun.
Once again, in one of these visual novel games, why do I have to be a man? Same thing happened to me in Nekopada. Why can't you acknowledge me as a girl? Why do I have to be a guy to get with girls? I don't understand this. I like girls. I can get with girls if I want to.
Minty always gives it her best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without even asking, like cooking and cleaning my room.
How dependable. Sayuri, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
How come? You and Minty can become good friends too.
Sayori.
Huh?
As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she's put me into.
Oh, Yuri. Even brought you something today, you know?
Wait, Sayori.
And me?
Not really.
Don't be shy.
It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
I guess this means it's up for me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I don't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might like. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is How is this girl accidentally being so cute? Oh, so I did get Yuri. I wasn't even trying. I was just picking, well, I kind of was in the beginning, but I was just picking words that I liked, and apparently it worked out. Yuri is my compatible girlfriend. She even picked out a book she thinks I'd like, despite not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'm definitely reading this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Mata to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. And then it doesn't seem to be in that case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of her cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance and our eyes meet for a split second. ... This is awkward. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. I was just focused and I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I was just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. Oh, so it's like Russian. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give away anything. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Minty? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, just because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. And then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be a naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm also rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then, but I feel like I should let you know I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people, so I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really doubt you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it right. You don't have to. Well, I was just saying. Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I had in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Yes.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry.
It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if you're distracted or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand that Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but I feel is something comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry. I was just...
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess this makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here.
Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah! I do the same with my right arm as the right side of the book. That way I can turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready?
Huh?
To turn the page.
Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glanced over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own violation. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the paper, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
You think so?
That eye shift was creepy. I don't know. She's probably a lot darker than I realized. I don't know if I should choose her as the character I was gonna become close to.
How does she?
Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. But she's also second guesses all the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms.
I see.
Yuri remains silent for a moment.
But, Minty, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. It's so embarrassing that you think that.
Wait, I didn't mean it to be in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really don't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute.
What are you saying all of a sudden?
Okay, everyone.
Huh?
I think it's about time we shared today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from her finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this.
It's not. It's fine.
Yuri releases her hand from her book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you?
I guess I don't have too much preference either way.
In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know?
That's a good reasoning. In that case, I feel free to finish the 2 chapters in your own time.
Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write your poem last night? Yep. My relaxation ends. I can't believe it. I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration, so since I've never really done this before, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with?
I can't!
Sayuri and Monica enthusiastic pull out their poems. Sayuri's in a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I share the poem with? Well, I'm already friends with Yuri, so probably Yuri. I don't want to be a player. Or do I? Do I want to be? No, I won't be. I won't be a player. But yeah, the two characters I probably would be friends with are Natsuki and Yuri. But since I already am close to Yuri, I might as well just like stay on that train. Why jump off onto someone else and then go back and forth? It's a waste of time. We're just gonna go to Yuri. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Eh? What was that?
Did I say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face.
He's going to hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri?
That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a deep breath.
So...
Does she... I think she has anxiety problems, doesn't she?
What kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there's specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from their topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by simple example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you vulnerable, valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be asking about people like this. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, this isn't supposed to be a literature club. Isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Okay, let's see. It says, Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow of bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining sheet light to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Oh shit, that's pretty nice.
I'm sorry. I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I thought it was... Actually, I was able to read it, and I have trouble with that, so you did a fine job. I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read it.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
Eh? That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
No. Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Minty.
Really? I must have totally missed the point. Yeah, it's called like metaphors, personification, all that junk. It's not literal. Poems are never really literal.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember, that poem often expresses their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort and able to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
Eh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive, too, so...
Nah, if anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all of this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Minty.
Me too. Who should I share my poem with next? Oh, I see. I just pick what order. Okay, Natsuki. I like Natsuki. Okay, don't pick on me, okay?
Minty, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home.
What?
Harsh. What? You expect me to believe that you're actually putting effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer.
You're not a writer? Oh, I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of that poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Pain to think about?
Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'll tell you what to improve on, but you're better off just trying again.
Fair enough. Well, to each of their own, I guess.
Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid.
Okay. Hers seems cute. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it. At first I was like, it seems like there's not much to it, but it kind of did come together at the end. The whole people can try, but that's about it. So monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek. Cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Huh. Witty.
Yeah? I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am being honest. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of the poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening.
so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up the rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It brings out a feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. I didn't expect it to be the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with my last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Okay, let's go with squeaky voice.
Oh my goodness! This is so good, Minty. I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer.
Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either.
Jeez. Yuri's opinion was way more constructive than this. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it?
Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of people, you know? So, when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Minty poem. And so it makes it extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it.
Sayori hugs the sheets against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori.
I'm really happy you just wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club, you know?
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Minty. Deep down, you're not selfish at all. You know? Trying new things like this for other people, it's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah? And I'm gonna make sure to have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then.
Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that. Let's see. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. I think I gave her the right voice for her personality, don't you? Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No, I just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say that the poem was bad. It came out nice, or should I put it, it sounds just like you.
Really?
Yes, especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school.
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Yeah.
But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it. Now we have Monica. Hi, Minty.
Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it.
By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or anything, we can do better.
I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind then. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'd much better off just going with the flow. I'm more settled in. Anyway,
I want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Minty. We're all a little embarrassing today, you know? But it's the sort of barrier that I'll learn to get past.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Great job, Minty. I was going, whoa, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easy for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts, but I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked out anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism.
Unlike Sayori, who likes simple, direct words to describe happiness and sadness,
Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it.
It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. I can take years of practice, when I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying things a lot. I could take a while before I even feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them on anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, it's not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be very good.
Well, that's because I don't sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then. Okay, hers is a long traditional poem. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direct sparkles protrude. A noisy neighbor. An angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little tiny hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. Oh, that's super deep. And sounds troubling, honestly.
So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines, and when performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it, but you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently, and I've been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous talking about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming out strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Anyway, another way to think about this, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Phew. I know it's been a lot of talking. Nothing creepy's really happened yet, so yeah, I'm trying to make this video last at least till some kind of weird thing happens, but I don't know. It's gonna end up being pretty long. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little bit more stressful than I anticipated. It says as everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if there's being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up against theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up with putting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch their expressions change. Natsuki's brows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with the language?
Eh? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
Oh, I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Eh? You mean you had to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
Huh. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Minty did too. So based on that, I'm glad you have given some suggestions of my own. First of all,
excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't. Ugh. And Minty liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't even realize you were invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... Oh, you're just... Yuri stands up well. Maybe you're just jealous that Minty appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours.
How do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more?
And you, that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Is everything okay with everyone? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Minty started showing up here.
Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little...
That doesn't involve you!
I don't like fighting guys! Suddenly both girls turned towards me and as if they noticed I was standing there. Minty, she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate the simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't even happen in the first place. What's the point in making poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Minty.
Wait, there's a reason we have so deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is only unnecessary, limiting yourself, and also a waste. You understand that, right, Minty?
Well?
How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, and whoever I agree with, they'll probably just think more highly of me. Oh. So of course that's gonna be it. We're gonna side for Yuri through this thing, even though I could be like, Sayori, but we're gonna go with Yuri. Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem.
See?
Wait, that's not an excuse for you being so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different.
That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poems seriously.
I understand. Yuri, you're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed.
Well,
But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it's becoming something really personal. That's why Natsuki's feel threatened when you said her poem was so cute. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. Oh. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place.
Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that...
Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, being defiantly only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her.
Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head.
Sorry, she doesn't need to.
You know what? I'm going to do that. I'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now.
Without warning, Natsuki snatches her poem up from her desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poems in her hands and throws it in the trash.
Natsuki.
She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at the desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Sigh. Okay guys, I'm gonna stop playing here today because this game seems to be very long. I wasn't sure how long to make this video, but I think this game is pretty long. It hasn't gotten super weird yet, but maybe in the next episode we'll see what the reviews are talking about. But anyway, thank you for watching this episode of Doki Doki Literature with me. I'm having a lot of fun actually doing the voices, and I enjoy literature because I used to write poems, so yeah. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, check out my other videos, check out my Instagram, look at my Patreon, all that fun stuff. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again on the next episode. Minty Foxu, Pop Punchu!